Just over a century ago, the race to build taller and taller skyscrapers began in the United States in the 1920s. Countries across the globe soon joined the competition to create the highest tower out. Architects no longer copied European styles but instead came up with innovative designs for their buildings. However, over time the situation changed. It was the worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987. After the 2008 global financial crisis, many plans to construct new skyscrapers ceased, and the world of mega-tall towers slowed down. Today, the focus has shifted towards developing inventive and environmentally conscious designs. Therefore, several unique and strange-looking buildings will rise in cities worldwide shortly. Did you know that there are plans to create a structure that can rotate a full 360 degrees and that New York is going to have a skyscraper modeled after a human's anatomy? Before we go on, like this video and subscribe to Amazing World. In the comments below, let us know which of the following 7 skyscrapers you like the most. Number 7. The Squall Tower. Soon, Dubai will have not only the highest tower but also one of the most unconventional and unique-looking buildings. Sustainability is critical for future skyscrapers, which is why Dubai is planning to build the Squall Tower. Turkish architect Gehry Project envisions that the outlook would be shaped like a wind turbine. But it will rotate around an axis to fuel the energy needs of the building. The tower reflects how more and more architects are becoming inspired by the concept of buildings as power stations, also known as BAPs. The idea for the building includes 3 segments, all connected by a series of branches. The helix design can allow the building to rotate no matter which direction the wind is blowing, completing a full 360-degree turn every 2 days, and visitors of the tower can enjoy a view of every angle of the city. From the oceans to the neighboring skyscrapers, the Squall Tower could potentially have a negative carbon footprint if it produces enough electricity for the surrounding buildings too. Number 6. The Wasl Tower, which is another idea that Dubai has for its future skyscrapers of 302 meters, just for 990 feet. The Wasl Tower has unique futuristic shape which is a result of the flows of materials and the plans to build more sustainable building. What sets different from other facilities is a clay-based ceramic exterior that will help fuel the heating inside of the super tall tower. On the contrary to glass facade which reflects the heat, the ceramic reduces the heat load in urban areas around the building. The idea for the skyscraper was created as a collaboration between US Studio and Werner Sobek. These two were less interested in building taller and taller but instead wanted to make a genuinely sustainable skyscraper by reflecting sunlight off of the asymmetrical ceramic fins. The architects wanted the building to look like it's breathing during the day. This effect will continue throughout the night with the help of LED lights. Beneath the fins, and depending on how the fins are positioned, more or less light shines through, which makes it look like it's breathing. Another feature of the Wasl Tower is the vertical boulevard. It will have a green stripe straight down the outside of the building by stacking multiple outdoor balconies on top of each other. Number 5. Tower C. Similar to those in charge of the Wasl Tower, architects in China is not looking to build any higher than the Ministry of Housing and Urban Rural Development and the National Development and Reform Commission banned the construction of skyscrapers any taller than 500 meters or just over 1,640 feet in May of 2020. The organizations claimed this was an attempt to promote the government's goal of developing an authentic Chinese style. There are still more plans for more super tall buildings like the Towering C in Shenzhen. However, its height will not be a focal point of the design. Architects across the nation were competing for the opportunity to use the available space in the financial district of Shenzhen to create a new building, and Zaha Hadid architects won by introducing their idea for a unique skyscraper. Tower C will connect 2 different buildings through a group of terraces that will form a bridge with aquaponic gardens. The architects hope that by clicking the park and the plaza nearby, the skyscraper will be able to offer a space for the community to come together. Number 4. Hengqin International Center is located on Hengqin Island in Yuhua. The architects of the skyscraper, Keith Griffiths and Andy Wen, were inspired by the famous Chinese painting known as the 9 Dragons. The building is near the bay to mirror how the dragons in the image jump out of the water to show the country's resilient nature. It features 4 separate structures to symbolize the collaboration between different areas of China, including Zhuhai, Hong Kong, Shenzhen, and Macau. To withstand the strong winds on the island, the Chongqing International Finance Center was meticulously constructed to reduce the potential current drag. A glass canopy shields the greenery over the entrance, creating a distinctive shape that has never been seen before in Chinese architecture. Number 3. Sarcostyle. While many cities in Asia are coming up with creative ideas for their future skyscrapers, the USA is also looking for new approaches. New York is developing exceptionally innovative designs for its tall towers with the help of the latest technology. The state has been able to engineer more complex structures like the Spiral, which features outdoor gardens for every resident. Another prospective addition to the New York City skyline is the Sarcostyle Tower. Just like the Squall Tower in Dubai, the architect Gehry Project came up with the idea for the skyscraper. The name comes from muscle tissue inside the human body, known as sarcomeres, the smallest functional unit of your muscles. The design includes multiple vertical tubes stacked next to each other that eventually intertwine to imitate the structure of human cells. In addition, the facade will be made out of glass to reflect the city. Number 2. Gehry's Project. Just north of New York is the site for a future skyscraper known as the Gehry Project. The designer Frank Gehry is internationally recognized for his architecture as the creator of the Walt Disney Concert Hall and the Dwight D. Eisenhower Memorial. Now, he's working on something even grander by designing a pair of twisting skyscrapers in Toronto, Canada. The towers will be constructed with a collection of small vertical blocks stacked on top of each other at unique angles similar to the Sarcostyle Tower. The exterior of both buildings that make up the Gehry Project will be covered in metal panels to create a mirroring effect. It will also be made of entirely environmentally friendly material. Gehry plans to include a new space for students at the local university in the skyscraper, as well as floors dedicated to retail and residential apartments. In an interview, he said that he wanted the 2 towers to have their personality and make them look like they talk to each other. This would create a dynamic and changing addition to the skyline depending on where in the city you are looking at the towers. Number 1. The O Tower. Many large companies used to build skyscrapers to show off their status as successful businesses. Today, companies like Apple and Amazon are not building super tall buildings but instead introducing fresh ideas and innovative ideas for their headquarters. Oppo, the biggest smartphone manufacturer in China, is doing precisely that with its concept for the O Tower in Hangzhou's Sci-Tech City, designed by BRK Ingalls Group, also known as a giant. The skyscraper is shaped like an infinity loop to symbolize the elegant and innovative qualities of the company. The business has implemented advanced technology within all of its buildings, such as in the Oppo headquarters in Shenzhen, which has a system for vertical air circulation through its interconnected 4 towers. The O Tower is no different, with flexible floor plates and louvers that can adapt to the position of the sun to reduce thermal heat inside the building. Sustainability is central to the skyscraper's design, so a courtyard filled with plant life will sit at the tower's base. This is meant to serve as an extension of the area's wetland by creating an artificial oasis. The designers even included slanted windows to limit the glare from the sunlight for the building's future employees. The top 3 floors are reserved for Oppo's staff, but the public is welcome to enjoy the amenities below. How do you think the world of skyscrapers will change 50 years from now? What kind of super tall buildings do you want to see in the future? Let us know in the comments section down below. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe to Amazing World. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.